Hi. So I made a wrong turn on the way in. You know, like I come up from the south, and I'm coming up, and then I'm on my way to the park, and I was in the left-hand lane instead of the right-hand lane, and I didn't realize, and then it was like no U-turn and no left turn, so I had to go through the park all the way around, all the way. You know when that happens? But anyway, I'm here on time. Amazing. Thanks to all the magical elves in the kitchen, Janet and Arlen and everyone who take my packages, wash the cucumbers, are juicing the lemons back there. And anyway, it's good to see everybody. I see lots of familiar faces, so hi again. I'm excited to do this little talk for you. So who's seen me talk before? Anybody? Yeah, so some people know me. I've been doing raw food since 1997 for myself personally. And I'm not 100% raw right now, but I'm high raw, maybe like 80%. And then what I do in addition to that is whole food, vegan, everything that you can recognize, not things out of boxes and bags, things that actually come from the earth, plants, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and a few sprouted grains here and there. So I try and really teach people to eat as close to nature as possible and to eat as healthy as possible. So rather than saying, hey, I'm vegan, which is great for a lot of reasons, my goal around it is being as healthy as possible. So you can be vegan and eat Oreo cookies all day, and that's awesome that you're saving lots of animals, but what you're doing for your body might not be in alignment with your long-term goals. And most people that I talk to want to live long, be fit, have lots of energy, and be healthy. Anybody not want that? Right, so when you think about it in that way, you start thinking about food as fuel, in addition to food as something that, for one, is going to save the planet whether we eat certain ways or not. And I won't get into a whole story on that, but there are certain ways of eating and farming that are detrimental to the planet and certain ways that nourish the planet. So a plant-based diet, I think we're all here and probably on the same wavelength that a plant-based diet is the way to go with that. From a compassion standpoint, plant-based diet is undisputable. From a health standpoint, if you've listened to any of the speakers today, basically, it's not disputed that a plant-based diet is the healthiest diet for your body. And it's just not a plant-based diet, but a non-processed, non-refined, non-junk food diet, a real food diet. So that's what we're talking about. And I know that a lot of people don't have time to make all the wonderful, amazing gourmet raw food and other stuff. I come up here a lot and I make really amazing things that dazzle everybody. And that's great, but not everyone has time to do that, and I'm not opening a restaurant right now. So I thought I would do something that's a little bit more easeful, and what I find is really important, and that is Superfuel liquid nourishment. Who does any liquid nourishment? Anybody? Yeah, what do? Call out some things. Smoothies. What else? Juices. Those are the two big ones, right? Smoothies and juices. And another one I would add to that is like hot elixirs. And soups. How about those? So think about those too. So when I say hot elixirs, what I mean by that is instead of drinking coffee in the morning, I like having that warm, hot beverage. It's that experience. It's that, that little ritual of doing something nice and warm in the morning. Even in the summer, I like to do that experience. So instead of doing something like coffee, which has no nutritional value, probably is filled with milk and sugar for a lot of people, and is also acidifying to your body, also takes you on a ride from the caffeine, can you do something that's healthy? So there's lots of healthy hot elixirs you could do. I put in maca and some vitamin powders and some medicinal mushrooms and some reishi and chaga and things like that into my... All right, we'll deal with it after. Thank you. Arlen, he's a magical elf. Yeah, my savior. So other than that, so that's one of the things that I do in the morning in terms of a hot elixir. I try and think of how can I super fuel my body. Then soups. Cooked soups are great because you have everything cooked in. I like raw even better because I tend towards the raw, as those of you who know me know. It's to get as much vitamins and minerals into your food as possible without losing anything. So fresh, raw is the best. Cooking it all in one pot, keeping it close to nature, not overcooking it, is probably second best. And one of the recipes I'm going to do today is a raw soup. So I like to call it a savory smoothie because it's the same as a smoothie. Who thinks smoothies are easy? Smoothies are easy to make. You might not know how to make one that tastes good. That's a whole other thing. But it's easy to throw everything in the blender, right? If you pre-wash your fruits and vegetables at the beginning of the week, or you get really nice high-quality organic frozen things, it's easy to throw it all in. So the same thing with a soup, a raw soup, it's the same, only you're using mostly vegetables instead of fruit. And it's a great thing to make. You make like a pint jar like this for the day, and your body's going to be so happy. So I'm going to show you one of my favorites, green soups. It's called Green Goddess Soup. And then what we're also going to do today is talk about, I'm going to show you some smoothies. So two of my favorite smoothies, which are super high nourishment. What I like to do is nutrition optimization. Who knows about what that is? What is it? Nourishment optimization. How about that? Nobody knows what that is? Are you all shy? Yes. Yes, so per calorie, how much fuel how high octane can I make that fuel? How much nourishment can I get into my body for every calorie I'm putting in? So if you think about a Twinkie, how much nourishment is in that? How many calories? Ridiculous amounts, zero nourishment. It's actually negative nourishment, a Twinkie, right? Because it's got white flour, white sugar, any number of chemicals. That's negative nourishment. What happens if you continuously consume negative nourishment? Well, you're going to become toxic because you're putting toxin in, and you're going to eventually starve. Right? You've heard of people who are very heavy but starving because they're not getting nutrition. So putting calories in without nutrition is still starving your body on a cellular level. So we want to feed our body on a cellular level because that's what your body needs to run. You can't give it nothing and expect to run marathons, right? You need to give it the right fuel. You can't put water into the engine of your car and expect it to do anything. You're putting something in, but you're not putting the right thing, so you're not going to get the performance you want. Your body is the same way. So nourishment optimization, which is part of the beauty of liquid nourishment, because you could put so much stuff in that you get lots of nutritional value, and you can just get it in your body really quickly and easily. So you're coming out on a surplus. It takes less energy to digest it, more nutritional value, surplus of energy. High-octane fuel for your body. So that's what we're talking about today. Juicing is great. Why? It does everything you just said. There is zero energy to get juice in your body. Who's had a juice and felt immediately like a flower that's just been watered? Have you ever had that experience? It's amazing. Try this. Who's never had a fresh juice? Everyone's had at least a fresh juice. That's good. So try doing a fresh green juice first thing in the morning with a little lemon in it, and feel how good that feels in your body. I guarantee you are going to feel high, like a natural high that is addictive, and that's what we want because your body recognizes it. It goes immediately out. It's like when you're thirsty and you have a sip of water. Immediately, you might be still thirsty for more, but immediately you feel quenched, right? Because your body sends that out all over pretty quickly. Same thing with juice. Now, how many carrots and kale leaves and spinach leaves can you get to make one juice? A lot. A lot. That's why we have Costco with an organic section. Get it all, shove it in, and look at how much you're getting into your body, though. All those nutrients from a bag of spinach this big, you get into your body. That is Superfuel. So that's great. Second, now it takes a while to clean the juicer. I know this. So easier than that is the smoothies, and they're a little more filling. So I want to tell you how to make some smoothies today. Who's up for that? Yeah. Okay. The idea, look at this. We're making 3 flavors. You see this? I got production going. Now, at the end, I'm going to give you a chance to sign up on my mailing list, and when you do, I will give you the recipes from today. So don't go crazy like you have to take notes, although I have only 35 copies of the recipes. So you might have to here's what you're going to do. If we run out of recipes, who has a phone with a camera in it? Yeah. So you can take a photo, okay? Don't feel like you're going to not get on a recipe. So we're going to hold one back. This is going to be the photo for the people who run with you. If you don't want a paper copy and you just want a photo, do that. That's what I do, because then you don't have to worry about losing the paper. But that'll happen at the end. So don't go crazy like you have to take notes right now. More fun to be present and pay attention. The title of this workshop is what? Let's see what it is. Liquid nourishment. So superfuel for extraordinary humans. Have I explained to you what superfuel is? Okay, who wants to be extraordinary? Okay, so what I want you to think about right now is what's the space between where you are now and what it would take for you to be extraordinary. Just think of that for a minute. I'm gonna get my first recipe ready. Should we start with savory? I say we start with savory. You know what? You're going to try them all at the end anyway, so it won't really matter to you. We'll do the savory one first. Okay, so the savory one, like I said, it's like a smoothie, only I would call it a soup because I would serve it as a soup, but it's just like a smoothie. It's the same as making a smoothie. This is not a big jump for anybody. It's a smoothie, only it's savory. It's called a soup. Same thing, okay? In the raw world. So what we're going to do, this is one of my favorite recipes because it's so easy and it's so healthy. Who knows about acid-alkaline balance? Anyone? Tell me about it. What is it? What is it?
I know a little bit about it, that exists, that alkaline water is better for you, and I don't really know. So
That's pure honesty right there. But no fear about participating, which is what I like. See? That's how we should all be. I was always that kid that sat in the front row, except when I sat in the back row. I was either in the back row throwing spitballs in certain classes, or I was in the front row, like super A student. I went both ways, you know. But what were you going to say?
Acid alkaline. Well, the best thing for your body is to be alkaline, and alkaline comes from fruits and vegetables, and acid comes from nuts, seeds, meat, dairy.
Yes, white flour, white sugar, stress makes you acid. Anyone ever get acid reflux? If you eat certain foods, they might cause an acid condition in your body. If you're perpetually eating acid food, white flour, white sugar, coffee, which is acidic, soda, which is acidic, all these things, you're going to get an acid condition for many of us, and that's your body like on overflow. So the antidote to acid is alkaline. And your body needs to have a balance in between those. So if you get too acid, you want to alkalize. Everything in the world makes us more acid. Stress makes us acid. Pollution makes us acid. Most of the food most people eat most of the time when they're not paying attention is going to make you acid. So you want to constantly, it's a pretty safe bet to veer towards the alkaline. And consequently, as mentioned, the alkaline is the stuff that's healthier anyway. It's vegetables. Green vegetables especially. Green is super alkalizing. So things like spirulina, you can take green supplements and add them to your smoothies or to your juices. You can add spirulina. You can even sprinkle a little bit on your salad. Figure out cool ways to get it into your desserts. Eat lots of kale, lots of spinach, lots of cucumbers, all of that wonderful stuff. Salads. A salad a day is better than an apple a day. You can quote me on that. Yeah, I think so. A salad a day, right? So this soup is super alkalizing because everything in it is alkaline. So you drink this once a day, it's going to change your life. Guarantee it. So starts with cucumber. That's the base. I love these little cucumbers, these little organic Persian cucumbers from Trader Joe's, because you could just whip them out and eat them. This is what I bring on airplanes, this and a little bit of salt. And it's the best snack. Kids will love this. If you get kids started on this instead of ice cream pops, I'm telling you, this is the good stuff. Your body's going to be happy too. So this goes in first. Then we put in a whole bunch of spinach. So I'm going to put in most of this spinach. Check that out. Right? And even a little bit more, because I want to save some for the other recipe. But that whole blender is full of spinach right there. How long would it take you to chew that much spinach? And so if you're someone who likes to eat, make yourself a big salad. You could be eating all day and you're going to be still doing good things for your body. Better than eating cookies all day, right? So if you're an eater and you really like the eating experience, eat vegetables, cucumber and spinach. You could eat this whole thing. This would probably take you an hour and you'd be done by that time, probably for a while. You'd be exhausted. Enough eating. I'm done with eating. Tony Robbins, who knows who Tony Robbins is? I remember listening to a video of Tony Robbins, and what he used to be known for helping people with habits that they want to break. So he took someone who wanted to quit smoking, and you had to really want it. You had to really want it. He took them into a room, and he made them smoke as many cigarettes as they could, nonstop, until they were begging to not smoke anymore. And you know, that's how you cure a habit. So if you're really an eater, you know, anyway, I'm just saying there's things you could do. So we're going to put that in there. And then also what I want to put in is some cilantro for flavor. So I like cilantro. You can put in any herbs you want, but this one I'm going to make cilantro flavored. So we're going to, you know, the beauty about a Vitamix is I could put this whole thing in, it's going to dissolve. But just for the hell of it, I'm going to break off the large part of the stems and just put the more tender parts in. If you were doing it with a standard blender at home, you would probably want to for sure break the big stems off. But since a Vitamix can chew up anything, even your iPhones or something, we don't want the iPhone in here. That would be a little bit out of the budget. A little bit out of the budget. But there we go. So I'll put all that in. Just shove it right in there. And then what else am I going to put in there? For body and thickness, which I like. Now you could just add water to this. Oh, and lemon. Hey, is my lemon ready in the back there? Any lemon ready?
Yeah, listen, I want to show you that we got 3 different size cups.
Any size is fine. I'll just take that.
3 different things?
You're good? Yeah, but yeah. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that brief intermission. So I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup of lemon. So I'm going to put in about half of this to start and taste. And then I'm going to put in a bunch of water. So basically it's 4 cups of water, but I'm going to just fill it up to about the midway point. And then some salt and pepper for flavor. Put a little salt in. Get a nice high quality salt. You know, you could always add more after. So always do a little bit less. I mean, follow my recipe because my recipe's good. But it's really, when it comes down to it, it's just my guideline. It's to your taste what you want to do. Fresh ground pepper's super nice. Now, I'm going to blend it up like this before I put the rest in because I want to show you something. That was pretty easy, huh? That's all that goes in here. Except you could add garlic if you want. You could add onion if you want. You could add all those things. The one other thing I'm going to put in is the thickener. But right now, see that? This is, if you don't have a juicer, just do this. This is great. It's got a little more body. It's got some fiber in it. So it doesn't go into your body as quick as the juice, but it's going to give you the same effect. Look how much spinach is in there. If you drank this every day, it would change your life. I guarantee it. Because you know, when you're putting on extra weight, it's often your body has too much acid and it's trying to protect your organs. So it takes the toxins and the acid and it surrounds them in fat and it puts them in places that are far away from the main organs, right? And so that we get, I'm like, why is my booty like, why can't I get rid of that? Well, try the green juice. It's going to cure it. So, it's not the only thing. You got to exercise. You got to move. Okay, you can't sit around like a couch potato and expect you. Bodies are meant to move. They're meant to move. You know, horses, they sleep, most of them standing up a lot of the times. Now, humans don't, but bodies are meant to move. So it could be like this, or we can add in you could add in avocado if you wanted, or you can add some sunflower seeds. This recipe calls for sunflower seeds to add in there to make it creamy. So let's do that. Now if I added more, you could put cashews too. If I added more, you could actually make this into a dip. But see how the color of that changed? Creamy now. Creamy. Awesome. Okay, so let's see if it's good or what else it needs. You always want to taste it first. It's nice how it sits on my hands, not dripping off, right? Oh, that's pretty good, just like that. I'm going to make it the slightest bit creamier for you, just because I think you'll like that.
Are those raw or toasted?
They're raw. Now, they're supposed to be soaked, but since I skirted in here sideways, they are not soaked. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just soak them, go walk around for a half hour, for an hour. No, that didn't happen. I should have looked at my GPS, and then I had the water. I could have been doing that in my car, right? I'd pull over first. They don't say no cooking and driving, right? No food prep and driving. That's awesome. It's so good. So what you could do is when you serve this, I'm going to put it over here to the side. I'll let them put this in cups in the back, and everything will come out at the end. Actually, I'll wait to give it to them until we do the other one. That way I can give it one more spin. What I like to do is serve it with a little hemp seeds on top, or a little sunflower seeds on top, or some fresh sprouts on top. Or you can put chopped avocado in it. That's also very nice, so that you have more of the chewing experience. You can just put it in a jug and take it to work and just drink it. Or serve it in bowls and make it fancy. And chopped peppers would look really nice on there, because like yellow and red confetti peppers. Okay, look, one down already. Can you believe how fast that was? Is anybody inspired? You have to, you got to participate with me a little bit. Just a little. Yes. All right. Thank you. Yeah, you could take that one in the back. But don't bring everything's going to come out all at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Question?
Yes.
If you put that in the refrigerator, how long would it last?
So probably 2, maybe 3 days tops. The key, though, to having it last is if you put it in a jar like this, you want to fill it up to the tippy top, because the air is what makes it oxidize and get icky, right? So it will last maybe 1 day longer if you fill it to the tippy top, okay? So that's your key. Even when you juice, I juice, and I often juice. I don't juice every day because it's a whole process. So I try and juice every other day, and I have it for the next, for the day that I'm juicing and the next day. And if I'm going away for the weekend, it'll even last me 3 days if I put a lot of lemon and ginger in it and really put it to the tippy top. So I use more small jars to the tippy top, keep it very cold. Yep.
Why is soaked seeds better than non-soaked?
Because you're activating them, so it releases the phytates on the outside. It makes them more digestible, and it makes them a little plumper, a little bit sweeter, easier for most blenders to deal with too, but easier for your body to deal with also. So they get activated and more nutrient dense and nutrient available. Yeah.
Doesn't spinach create uric acid if you have kidney stones or something?
Oleic acid, I think it is. Oleic acid, and is it uric? Oxalic acid, yes. And lemon is known to combat that. So combining lemon with that is supposedly counterbalancing that. I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor, but I think that for the amount of spinach that you're probably eating, unless you're eating like 3 bags a day, the amount of nutrient value you get from the spinach probably outweighs the toxicity that you would have if you were eating ridiculously huge quantities. So you can talk to your doctor more about that, but that's my feeling is nutrition, yes, I'll put in some lemon to counterbalance it and should be fine. That's my understanding of it. And then I'm going to pause the questions until I make the rest of the recipes, and then I will hold them because we'll have time for questions at the end. Okay? So the next recipe we're going to do is another one with spinach, not with lemon in this one. But this is called Popeyes Secret. Ready? So what happens with this one is we put in some coconut milk. So we're going to put in, let's see how much coconut milk this is. So that's about 4 cups of coconut milk that I'm putting in. Now, the recipe I'm giving you is 1 cup. So it makes 16 ounces. This is, I'm making more because we're more than just one of you, right? So we're going to do that. Actually, I'll put in probably like 6. Let's do that. Because everyone wants to try this, right? Probably want to try it? Yeah. Okay, so that's our coconut milk. And then also what goes in here, again, another opportunity to eat greens. You could use kale if you want. You don't have to use spinach. You could use kale in this too. Kale will work well. Yes, we love green food. There's nothing wrong with green. I often make bog-colored food. I call it bog instead of brown. I prefer bog. Oh yeah, of course. It's all in your head, right? It's all in your head. So when you associate that this is what good health looks like, this is what good health looks like. You know, I teach kids, and kids, they don't know anything from anything. Those little ones, I teach the little ones once a month at the library. The best class, the one that they've loved the best of everything I did was Super Salad Day. Yeah, so I spiralized a bunch of stuff and cut up. I had a whole buffet of it was Rainbow Salad Day. And I had all the vegetables, different color peppers, carrots, purple cabbage. They loved it. They loved it because it was so colorful, it was super fresh, and they were happy to eat it all. And the parents and the nannies were like, wow. So yeah, anything else is your stuff from your head going into their head because they're happy to eat what's healthy. It's natural. It's natural for them to eat this way. So, okay, now here's the deal with this. It's supposed to have avocado because I wanted to demonstrate to you that you don't have to use bananas all the time to thicken your smoothies. Bananas, I like bananas, but everything tastes like a banana when you have bananas, right? So instead of bananas, you can also use an avocado. Now here's the thing. Some of you know this. I know this. It was an oversight. How often can you go to the store and actually get a ripe avocado? Sometimes. But this one, it's probably, well, I can use it. It'll be okay. I wouldn't put it on my sandwich, but it'll still do the job in here. But it's like it needs another day or 2 days, actually. A day and a bag of bananas. So, you know how it is. They do get ripe together, right? So you got to be prepared to make banana smoothies and avocados at the same time. You can make a banana avocado smoothie. Let's see. Let's get that out of there. So I'm going to put this in. Let's just get this off. This is the less graceful part of the class. We'll just throw that. Okay. And, you know, I'm not going to struggle with the other one because you get the idea, but it's really great to have just an avocado in this. Now, another thickener you could use would be either some cashews or some more hemp seeds. So I'm going to put, does this one have hemp seeds in it? This one does have hemp seeds in it. So I'm going to put some hemp seeds too. This will help thicken it up, and it gives you lots of nutritional value. They add a very distinct flavor. I have only 10 minutes left. Oh, I thought I had till 4. Man, it's quick around here. Okay. Well, anyway, let's go with that. We'll put in a few of these guys just to make sure it's nice and thick for you. And you could put chia also, a little bit of chia in there, but I don't want to put any more because now we have enough. And then we're going to put into this one some fresh mint. How about that? A little mint. So nice. And we'll make the last one, don't worry. We'll still have time. A little bit of mint. And to really super fuel it out, I'm going to put in a little bit of this Vitamineral Green. How about that? So this is a superfood powder. It's not to take the place of fruits and vegetables, but it's to supplement. It's to add even more. It's to go like high octane, even more. And if you were on the road, you know, sometimes when I'm on the road, if I'm camping and I don't have fresh vegetables, then I just do this. I do that with some protein powder and put it into my, oh, you know what I've forgotten this? Some dates. Because we need a little sweetness. So
Vitamix on the road with you?
I do sometimes take the Vitamix on the road. Well, yeah, I do. Actually, I was camping. I'm a talker. That's why I always run over. I was camping this last month, and one of the places I went camping, you know, I'm camping at a music festival, right? So I'm not in the middle of the woods. And there was a bathhouse close by, and I noticed there was an electrical outlet on the outside of the bathhouse. And so I pulled my Vitamix, because I had just done a demo. I had just done a food demo at the event I was at earlier, you know, so I was road tripping. So I had everything in my car. And I am sitting outside the bathhouse by the side of the bathroom, Vitamixing things. And, you know, people came by, because that's the kind of people that wind up going to these events. They were like, oh, can I have some? They're so excited. And then I was at another festival after that, and I was going to, again, on the way to the bathroom, and there was a guy. Oh, we'll put a little vanilla in here too, right? Let's do that too, just a little vanilla. Oh, this vanilla's not open. So there was a guy who found an outlet. Where the hell was he? He was in the middle of the parking lot juicing. He had a juicer. And I was like, oh my God, you are the best. And so we got to talking, and he made me a juice. You know how precious that is for someone in the middle of it was in the desert, at a camp out, in a parking lot, to offer me some of his juice. Now that is a really, you know, that's when someone on the inside and the outside is really aligned, beautiful person. So it was really nice. Last thing we need is a little bit of ice. Not the most graceful part again, I know. Let's do this. We might not have time for the last recipe. You'll apologize. I apologize, and you'll forgive me if I don't make it to that, but this one will be really good. But you'll get it in the recipes, and I'll tell you about it, because I want to answer some questions for you. Here we go. I'm going to put in some of this ice. Oh, there we go. You're so smart. Someone has a pen for me? Who can lend a pen and everyone promise not to steal it, okay? So I'm going to do this one. Let me taste it. Now that's good. I'm going to add to it one more thing. I have some protein powder. So this is a Sun Warrior protein powder that I really like. It's sweetened only with stevia, and it's plant-based. It's Sun Warrior. I really like this. So I have some of the Health Force for sale. If anyone wants it at the end, come see me. But this one, okay, this one's going to be good too. Do you want a little bit thicker? You know, maybe I'll throw in one bit. Who wants one banana in it? Because we're not going to do the last one. So we'll put in one of these bananas. Just one for fun. Okay, one. You know, we are getting to the point. So our last smoothie, the one that I'm not going to do because Janet will take me off stage with a cane. Okay, so let's taste it one more time. That's lovely. I'm going to send this one to the back. Here's the second one. So, 5 minutes. What do you think? Can I do another one in 5 minutes? Okay, just give me the lid. Just give me the lid. They want one more. Okay. The last one is, you know, the best one is the chocolate one. Oh, okay. So I'm going to stop talking now. We're putting in almond milk. Now I feel like I'm at that, what was that That crazy chef one. What was that thing that I did? Iron Chef. Man, that was stressful. You know, real chefs make messes. Just saying. We got a whole bunch of bananas that go in here. So this is a banana one, right? We just threw one in the other one, but you won't taste much of that. But this one, it does have bananas in it. It's the main thickener. And it's nice for people who want something fruity and sweet. So we'll put about 3 of these guys in here. Normally, I put frozen bananas in, and that makes it more creamy. So when you're there, don't make me nervous. We'll put 4 bananas in. Okay, we have this. We're going to throw in, for fun, some almond butter. Okay. Can you see this? Huh? Almond milk was the liquid. This is kind of a protein smoothie for performance, and we're going to make it into a little bit of a, you know, because it's got a lot of calories. For those of you that want more calories in the morning, this is the one, morning or afternoon, whenever. Now, if you didn't want to use cacao because you want to have it in the afternoon and you're sensitive to the caffeine, you can use carob powder instead. I like to put in a generous helping of almond butter when I do it because this is one of those, this is one that it's going to be like, they'll all be a meal replacement for me, but this one's got a lot more oomph to it. In the best world, they would be homemade. So, yes. So a bunch of cacao powder because you probably want cacao powder. We'll put in a little bit of vanilla. Now we could put in a little bit of stevia also. Instead, if I could open it, yeah. Instead of a bunch of dates. 1 minute, Janet. 1 minute, Janet. A little bit of salt. Okay. Luckily, it's still on the top. This might be a salty chocolate. Salty chocolate is all the rage now. And truly, this is how dates, we'll put in a few dates. This is how a lot of recipes are created, is when you do things like that. So this is a salted chocolate smoothie. You could put in a bunch of spinach into this too if you wanted to. No, we have spinach in the other ones. Okay, you anti-green people, whatever. We'll put in one more of these. We're almost done. We're going to put in just a little bit of maca into this one. You know why? Because this is the aphrodisiac one, and why not? A little bit of maca. Okay? And the last thing is the ice. Oh my gosh, the ice again. All right, maybe we won't put ice in this one because it's already pretty full. Okay. I have 3 minutes left. Why am I rushing? Okay, we're going to put in a little bit of this for a little bit more thickness. This is totally off my recipe, but what this demonstrates to you is the fact that anything goes. You know, not anything you want it to taste good. I'm a pretty experienced smoothie maker, so I know this is going to taste pretty darn good. I put in the vanilla. This is vanilla. Can we throw a cucumber in? No. You could. Okay. I'm going to taste it. Let's see. Everyone's worried about the salt, right? Come on. Oh, it's good. All right. They can have one. They can try one. Yeah. I'm going to tell him. He goes, all right, you better tell him. You have way too many people and too many things to sample. So here's the strategy. Who's here with a friend? All right. Those of you who aren't, say hello to the person next to you. Make friends. Okay? Here's what you could do. Everyone gets one sample. And then after everybody's had a sample, you can come back for a second round of samples if there are ones left. But since you're only trying one, share with your friend, drink out of different sides of the cups, or if you want, you can put a little bit on the back of your hand so you at least get to taste, okay, if you don't want to share cups. So, sorry, but that's, yay, we have lots of people. Huh? They are going to serve it up. They're bringing it out in a minute. So while they're bringing that out, I want to thank you all for coming. Let you know what I do is I teach classes. My mailing list is going around. Make sure you sign it. Come take a picture of a recipe or take a recipe. Wait for a sample and contact me if you want classes, coaching, catering, all of those fun things.
Coconut milk. Can you take the coconut meat and the coconut liquid